Hello, my name is Adolfo and I live here in Inhambane, Mozambique.
Adolfo lives in the oldest town in Mozambique. This is where the first Portuguese explorer, Vasco da Gama, landed on the African coast 400 years ago. And this is why most people in Mozambique speak Portuguese today. Seven years ago, a terrible war inside the country finally ended. It had been especially hard for the children. Today, the Chopi musicians sing of the war as if they cannot forget it, of landmines that still wait for the unsuspecting, and of families that were broken apart as they tried to run from the fighting. During the war, many buildings were abandoned. This was the first ever hotel to be built in Inhambane. An old man who escaped the shooting came here to rest and decided to stay. He still keeps it clean and looking as beautiful as a painting. Ruins like these are Adolfo's playground, and his home is just nearby.
I sleep in a room down the road from the old hotel, near the central market of Inhambane. My two sisters and their babies and my mother sleep in the next room. This is where I sleep. Each day, I clean up my room. But because it's so small, I spend all of my time on the streets of the town. This is why people call me a street child. Our market is a place where women bring their produce from their gardens to sell. There are many fruits and vegetables and many kinds of fish from the bay. It's the women of the town who run this place, and the men have no say here. My mother doesn't have a garden, so she sells peanuts that she buys from the merchant to make some money. But it's not enough to feed our big family, so I must work to help her. There are many tourists who come to our market. Some come to take pictures and some to buy food for the day. I always watch them to see if they are the right kind, the buyers and not the lookers. It can be difficult at first because some of them look at us as if we are beggars, but we are not. I'm a tourist guide and I have learned a few things. A tourist who's alone is always best. When I spot one, I move in. First, I offer to carry the tourist's bag. I follow them around for a while so that their bag is becoming heavy. That's when they start to notice me.
You got 5,000. Yeah, this is 5.
They try to pretend that they don't need help, but I don't give up easily. They don't understand how much of our money they must pay the sellers. I argue with the sellers when they suddenly put up their prices. also gives me an opportunity to show I can speak a little English, which I have learned from other tourists. After that, it's easy. I take them around the town to the places where they stay, and they give me money, sometimes more and sometimes less. I think it's because they don't understand its value. It takes tens of thousands of our cash to buy the smallest thing. I always take what I get back to my mother. Well, sometimes I buy myself a little treat first, and then I might buy something for her too. Some people think that we are a gang of thieves. They even call us crooks. There was a boy who was once caught stealing a camera, so now we are all crooks. But I would never do such a thing. It hurts me because Nyambani is a small town and everyone knows me at the market. I like the rain because it makes the plants grow, but it also makes the tourists vanish. I only do business when the sun shines. Even when it rains, people carry on with their lives. We all know that the storm will not last long. No matter what the weather does, I hang out with Anasio. He's like me. He doesn't know his father. We share many things together. After the rain, there is always a lot of water that forms ponds all over the Nyambani Peninsula. But it's not good to drink, so we dig holes in the ground for the cleaner water to seep in. It's fun to run through the wet grass, but you have to be careful. There are coconut trees everywhere. When the wind starts to blow, you never know when a coconut is going to fall. A coconut on the head can give you a big headache. Of course, if you have a bucket on your head, you don't have to worry. Anasio likes to stay close to the ground. He must keep a careful watch down there because I'm looking for a big one. Every tree has an owner, but there is no way that the owner of this tree will miss just one coconut. There are so many. They lie around on the ground. A coconut is fine to play basketball, but it's not much used for football. It's also very heavy. Of course, the best thing about a coconut is inside, the soft taste of its milk. There are many beaches around in Nyambani. The Indian Ocean is clear and warm and a great place to swim, but you must look out for the sharks. A Timila orchestra has more than 20 instruments. It is our national music. I always come to listen. Their music moves me. It can make me sad and it can make me happy. Although they look fierce, the Chopi are singing a song about children and about how Mozambique families will come together now that the war is over. I think about my father and it makes me happy. I'm looking for Anasio. Often he comes here to watch the game. It's a bit like basketball and a bit like football. Perhaps it's because it started being played with coconuts. I don't really know. At night, we come together outside the market gates. We talk about our latest adventure and watch people dream about buying what they see in the shop windows. Some of my friends have no family at all. Some don't know how they came to be here. But now we are all together. We share our food. In Mozambique, children go to school during the day. But me, I go to school at night. Often I try to get the others to come with me, but they just don't see the point. Tonight, 5 of them decide to follow me. 10 minutes later, there are only 3 of us. Me, Anasio, and Agostino. In the classroom, we wait and wait for our teacher. She doesn't come, so we read from our only book. No one comes to tell us she is sick today. One day, I want to be a teacher so that I can help people. In my class, I want children to have more than just one book to write in. If there are no tourists, I go to the harbor to see what's happening there. The men always take me in their dhow if I promise to help sail the boat. Maybe I should become a fisherman instead of a teacher. But I think that their life is hard. Today, there is no wind to fill the sail. And so the men must row out to find the current. The captain says they will not catch any fish today, so we turn back. They'll have no money for their families tonight. Maybe this is not the life for me. Perhaps I should stick to being a tour guide. Every ferry boat that comes across the bay brings a cargo of men who don't want to get their feet wet. Chickens for the market, and, of course, tourists. I see more and more tourists coming here. I could make a lot of money. One day, I would like to travel to the provincial capital to meet up with my father. Perhaps he will even buy me a new football.
Cai coco para tua cabeça, parte da cabeça.